Kitty, no, not right now, okay? We're just here. You want it to leave. Not wrong. Go lay down. You can't demand to just come in when you want. That's not how it works. Okay? Jesus cat. I don't have you in the house 24/7. Good help. No, not right now. It's not like we can play around here anyway. We're just kind of there. Not like I can really play with you. Just want food and meow, that's it. I'm not sure what you think you're really doing for me. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I gotta clean up my mess in my life. I can't ignore the mess. It has not been a good morning for me, but I'm gonna try to say hi. From the lunch I told you guys about. Guys, these people were crazy. They kicked me and my friend out. Well, we were kind of over, like, they're busy, so they told us we had to leave. Yeah, I met up with her. I pretty much told her everything that's been going on with me. She's a church lady, like, you know, she's a pastor. She's a pastor lady. And yeah, she basically, we're at a sushi restaurant, and I don't don't know. That sushi restaurant was too bougie. They were acting bougie. It was just right around the corner, so I could just walk to it. It was 2-minute walk for me. So basically what happened was we get there, she doesn't know what she wants. She always likes to order sushi, and anytime we go and she recommends a place, it's always odd, weird places. So she wants to get sushi without like the rice. You know how sushi has a roll rice? For kicking you out? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, they kicked us out. I'm not lying about this. Well, they said they have reservation for the next guest to come in, which they weren't lying. We stood at the parking lot, like, because we were still talking, and they were saying, yeah, you guys have to basically leave because we have a reserved seat for the other people. And they weren't lying. There was people coming in, so I don't know. That's what happened. Likely they didn't kick us out at the parking lot. Wow. Which is, I told her when you picked the spot, I had a suspicion it was gonna be weird. I told her that. She goes, well, I didn't know, she said. I said, well, you wanted to go, so I didn't want to stop you from going. That's what I told her. So yeah, I told her about my situation with me and my partner, how things aren't really going well. She understood, you know. She's not a judgmental lady. I know this because I've already been around her before. She used to live in Hawaii and she moved out because they couldn't afford it. So she moved away. She lives in California now. So what else happened? She wanted a sushi. Did you find another sushi spot? No, we just stayed there. We were already there. We already ate up. So when we got there, she wanted to order. And let me mind you, sushi comes with rolls of different, like, rice. She's like, oh, I don't want rice in my sushi. And they was looking at her like, what are you talking about? You're at a sushi place. And I'm looking at him too. And I'm like, I don't know, bro. She's like looking through the menu. It took her like 20-30 minutes to figure out what she wanted. It took me 10 minutes to figure out what I wanted. But we were talking so much, so it took that long for her to figure out. So she finally gets what she wants, or she said she wanted something, but it comes spicy. So they said, well, if you don't want it non-spicy, it's extra $5. And we're like, what? So if it's spicy, it's normal price. If it's not spicy, it's extra. She goes, I told her I was going to pay for her lunch. I said, lunch is on me. She goes, oh, no, well, I don't want to make her pay extra. I'm like, it's okay, just order. It's fine. It's fine. $5 is not going to break my account. So she's still struggling what she wants. So she gets what she wants eventually. And then she's like, I want ginger and wasabi, right? They already give you ginger and wasabi with the menu. And then she eats she eats away with the wasabi and ginger. Let me mind you, those two things are so spicy. But she didn't want a spicy sushi in the sushi, right? I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't add up. Like, you just complained about not wanting spice, but you just eating wasabi. She was eating wasabi like, let me mind you, I don't like wasabi. That shit, anytime I eat that shit, it's not a natural spice. Only white people like that stuff. I don't know what it is. Right? She ate it less than 10 seconds, like the whole entire wasabi and ginger. So she wants extra. She wants extra ginger and wasabi because she still had a little bit more sushi left. She asked the waiter if she can have more. The waiter said, actually it's $5 or $6 extra for extra wasabi and ginger. We're like looking at each other. Okay, now we're not doing this. Like, I'm not gonna keep adding this bill on me because you want extra. So I just ignored it. I said no, I'm not dealing with it. So yeah, so I didn't let her get extra wasabi and ginger because I'm not trying to keep paying these little extra bills. Yes, that's really spicy. Exactly. I can't even handle wasabi. I'll eat any spice. I'll eat jalapeno pepper before I eat wasabi. Okay. Whatever, always get to the enlightened and whatever. Okay, Elijah. Wow, those add one. Yeah. So anytime you want extra something, they're adding the bill. I said no, I'm not rich lady over here. Like, so I basically ignored it, and she's like, it's okay, I don't want to make her pay extra. I'm like, yeah, you better not, because I'm not gonna keep adding my bill. I ordered something for $10. My bill churned up into, how much did I pay? It was somewhere like $45. It was somewhere maybe $50, but including tip. So basically what happened was, then we're done eating, where she's offended she didn't get extra wasabi and ginger for free, basically. And so we're just eating, and now we're done eating. Now he's cleaning up our plates. Now we're just sitting. We're not eating anymore. Our plates are cleaned up. Then now 10 minutes or 5 minutes into it, he's like, I'm sorry guys, but we have to let you go off this table because we have reservation coming in. And she goes, what? We both were like, okay. And I was complimenting the waiter. He has such a cute personality, which I did like him. I did like the personality. He was nice. Whether she was being picky or not, I thought he presented himself okay. So I was telling him he was a nice guy. And then the next second, he comes back telling me, you guys gotta go. I'm like, really? This is what happens when you give people credit too fast. So, and I have the tendency to do that. Well, I don't think he did anything wrong. He did need the tables because there was more people. Did they offer to refill your water? Yeah, we had a whole jug sitting there. It wasn't like they were charging us for extra water. And we had like a little cup, like Asian cup. So now we're being kicked out, and we're looking at each other, and there was other white people on the table. So are they just being racist? I don't think they were at all. So now we're at the parking lot, and we're talking, and now cars are just flying into these little tiny parking space. And we're like, okay, we better get going before they kick us out at a parking lot too, because we're reaching at this point. We're reaching, I told her. So she gave me a book to read. It's called Worship the King. Henry Curtin. She gave me this book. She said it helped her. So she's read it over and over again, where it's now like it's overly read. So she told me to, like, basically I told you she's a Christian lady, but she's not very judgmental. She's pretty kind. I know that because I can sense her spirit. Yes. And then I gave her the card and gift that I got for her son and his wife. I gave her the card so she can give it to them. And then I also gave her a box of chocolate. And so then we talked, and then she gave me this book. So I gotta read this book. And she's like, I'm gonna text you to find out if you're reading it. That's what she said. So yeah, that's what happened. Right? Story of my life. And then I told her about my situation, pretty much everything I told you guys from my job I once had. Then she told me like certain things I can apply for, like to get some kind of loan or money, and I said, oh, okay, I didn't think about that, so maybe I might look into it, but it might work, it might not work for me, but that's what it is. When will you start reading the book? That's just it. I need to sit my ass down and stop looking at my phone and coming on here, and then that's when I can. She kept saying, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. So I'm going to do everything I can, to be on the right side of track. She said, I want to be on fire for God. And I want to make people also feel that same thing I feel inside of me. And that's what she said. So she's a really nice lady. Like, I can't really say anything bad about her because she's not done anything bad to me. So she's like a safe space, so that's where it's at. And she says she's 70 years old. She says she's 70. She looks like 40 or 40 or 50 years old. That's what I think. That wig get heavy? Really? Does this look like a wig? Use people sometimes. It's actually brave. It's actually dreads. So yeah, that's what happened, and I enjoy her company. She was listening very much to what I had to say. She was sharing her joy of her grandbaby and whatnot, and she's still working her job. She's in her 70s, but she look like she's like 40 or 50. She don't look old. She takes care of herself, her mind, her conscience. She has a good, clean heart, and that's what, like, God has favored her to look youthful. I told her I've quit smoking and I quit drinking, and it's been a long journey for me and things of nature. I told her I'm not a wholesome person, but I try to do the right thing. That's what I told her. Oh yeah, she even complimented me. She said, oh my gosh, you must be you have genetics of looking young then, she told me. I said, well, I guess. Hi, from Trinidad and Caribbean. Yeah, she was complimenting my jeans as well. She's like, wow, you have good jeans because you still look very young, like a teenager. That's what she said. I told her I don't try to, but yep. I'm just saying, you gotta talk to somebody that's wholesome sometimes. Like, you gotta talk to people that are actually doing the right thing. So she's highly favored, and God truly looks out for her and her family because she's family oriented and she cares for her children. She doesn't have ill will towards her kids. She has a son also that doesn't really follow through, like, by the Bible. Like, she knows people who may not believe in the word or follow through the word of God, but she still accepts and loves. She said, I always want everyone to have unity and love. That's what she said. She shared about some of the things, the crooked things that was going on at her church. She said, yeah, the leaders were doing bad stuff and we had to figure some new situations out, like how the leaders were dividing and She was sharing about, the works of the leaders, how they were not teaching the word of, the gospel. They were just doing some shady stuff. I don't know. But their church is a little bit weird because it's all about vandalizing the nation of the world. So it's all about, like, they have little small groups of leaders where they'll go into a city and all they're trying to do is get as many people to come into their church. Now that can be very off-putting because their intention is like, just get into our church, get into our church. Like, they're very pushy. They're very pushy. And she knows I don't like to be pushed around. She knows that. So she's very easygoing with me. And like, she doesn't try to criticize me or anything. If anything, she's like, oh, I'm so happy you're a friend of mine. And, she says stuff like that. I'm blessed to have known you because I'm all about learning new things, new people, new ways, how different people think different things, how they live their life. I like to experience different things. That's what she said. And I said, well, that's why you're useful, because you have an open mind. You are an open-minded person who is not, only shallowed to what you know, but when you explore and experience different worlds and different things, it keeps your mind sharp. She goes, yeah, I strive to, keep my mind sharp, and I like to learn. That's what she said. I like to learn people. I like to learn new things. Yes, she doesn't judge. Well, it doesn't mean like she'll forever be that way, but it just means what she's showing me right now is what, I give everyone fair chances until I can no longer, like, I don't think I will ever be like, she knows I'm cautious of my trusting people. Like, I'm cautious of that, and I don't just fall for anything. She knows that. I don't just follow what someone just says to me. So I told her I come from a very much of, a cultic religion household through my childhood. So because of my experience and trauma that I experienced through that, I don't really let up or trust people easily. So I told her, I don't care. You can tell me how much God has done this for you, God has done that for you, and you know how to communicate with him, but I don't have that same connection with him. That's what I told her. I don't know, when somebody says, God told me to do this, God told me, like, I don't have that magic that speaks to me, right? I told her that. She was, well, it takes time, it doesn't mean, like, she was like telling me, like, he's not like gonna be like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do on like a phone call. She said, you have to read the word of the Bible. That's what she said, and that's where you're gonna find it. So that's where she told me the book, the regular book she gave me. You'll find the words in the Bible. It's not going to be a phone call or something coming off from the sky, she said. I was like, okay. And all less this work, you mean that's the way you rent when you don't have welfare, want to be the only person, get to pay for everything. Be nice, stranger, move me, and so everything can be for free. What are you saying, Elijah? She has a point. Exactly. So I told her I have a hard time understanding God. Though just the idea of like, God told me this. Well, she said, well, there was a guy who was a missionary. He was always driven to go to this place where he wants to bring his belief to this place. But this place, they would unalive him because he never been there, but he also believed they would unalive him. So even though his heart was driven to go over there, he said, I still can't go there, because even just because my heart is telling me, it doesn't mean I should go do it, because I will be dead then. If I go over there and preach the gospel of the word, they will kill me. So therefore, my heart may tell me, and this is what God wants me to do, but I can't just act on it, because I will no longer be alive enough to give the word of the word. So she's saying, like, there are times where the word, you have to listen differently. You have to listen differently. You can't just go against the odds. So she said, that's one example. I said, okay, so what did he do then? Did he go or he didn't? He goes, no, he didn't go because he didn't want to die. I was like, okay, well, that's probably for the best he didn't go. Because the place he wants to go preach, she said, he always felt like it was his calling. That's where he's supposed to go. It was his calling. That's the word they use. God called me to do this. God called me to do that. So I'm asking myself, like, did God call me to come to Hawaii, or did I do it myself? Which I know I did it myself. But it's almost like, when they say the calling this, calling that. That to me, I don't understand that. This is what God wants me to do. That's stuff like that. Yes, we control ourselves and believe. So, in other words, I have a hard time understanding. So, I also mentioned to her, well, I don't like going to the church. I told her that due to the fact I just get tired of, getting to know new people, having to deal with new pastors, if they're not the same. I just get exhausted. I told her I get exhausted having to reopen my heart to this person, that person. If I know you once and that's it, that's what you get to know about me. But if you keep changing these different leaders, I don't want to deal with that. I told her that. And then I told her, by the way, all these people at the church that you guys go with, they see me at the gym. I told her that. Oh, they do? And then she goes, oh, God is telling you something. I said, what's that? She goes, sounds like he's following you where you're going. I said, it's not right. Sounds like he's sending you a sign. If you're seeing all these leaders that you're refusing to go to church to, he's following you at the gym. I said, I don't know if I want to really believe that. I mean, it's a small town, so it's like, where else they're going to work out? That's cheap. Come on. So she put that in my mind. It's up to us to see it. I just think God gives you some signs. That's what she was saying. Like, them being at the same gym is a sign that he's calling me. I'm like, really? I'm just like, really? You're reaching, bro. You're reaching. The whole church is going there because they need to go somewhere. I just think it's something else. I don't know. I don't want to be in a church. Here's why. I grew up in a church, okay? You know what happened? None of them are even there anymore. Like, my church is all the way in Washington. Okay, I used to go there. I grew up as a youth group leader, or like I was a youth, and then I became somewhat leader somewhere along the way. And I grew up in that church that it's just, everyone has left that church I grew up with, right? So if you rebuild a new church with new members, at some point they all kind of spread out and do their own thing, or some people get tired of the message of whatever's going on at the church, or the cliche or the pressure they're putting on them, they'll leave the church. That's what happened to me. Like I was, my ex family I was with, they were into all the church stuff. Like we would go through the youth, like we even helped remodel the church. We were the ones, we were working the church. Like my stepfather was doing, he was ushering my step brothers, they were doing bodyguard. I was dancer, my other sister was dancer. Like we was doing stuff. Okay? So I know what it's like to be involved. But that didn't help me at all. So that's why I prefer by myself. That way I don't have any strings attached to nobody. I don't like being in a congregate, like everybody in my business. I don't like that. So the more I separate myself from the building and the community, the more I feel safe. That's where my safe space is now. It's just the way I see it. You get me? Hello, Simpson. The more you're involved, the more you're growing, these relationships, right? You become evolved, and now they know everything about you. If you get a divorce, or if you get a broken up family, which my formal family broke up, right? And none of the church people were like, hey, is everybody okay? What's going on? They didn't do that. They just went about their life. So I have to protect my peace too, my personal life. And so that's where it's at. I'm protecting my personal life. If I have losses in private, that's my loss. And no one knows about it. It's not public to the public. It's private. I don't have to, go back and forth trying to explain myself, because I didn't invite you into my world. So that's where I stand with the church now. I don't want to be involved with the church because it didn't serve me at all. It most likely made me feel vulnerable, and that they knew about my business, and then when I'm trying to get out of certain situations, it just didn't feel right, when I stopped showing up to church or whatever. So that's why, she thinks I just anti-church. No, I just want the church that's my own home. That's it. What the relationship I have with God is between me and God. That's it. I don't want it to be a community relationship. No, I'm good on that. That community relationship is dead and gone for me. I don't want community church. I didn't explain all that to her. I just mostly listened to what she had to say, and that was it. Okay, cat, you gotta move around. This cat just sitting there staring at me. Like she's offended. I'm not letting her in. No, you're not coming in. Thank you, love. Hello, welcome. This cat just staring at me like I'm just supposed to keep the house open to her anytime she wants. I can't do that. This isn't even my house. I'm just temporarily staying in it. I mean, when we leave, they're gonna be like, why the fuck is that cat sitting outside waiting to get in? So there's like people everywhere in this neighborhood too, so they can see everything. It's like, And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna train her for a week before I leave, so she doesn't look like she's gonna come in. And I'm gonna train her before when I leave. Before I'm gonna give myself a whole week, leaving the curtain closed. I will be in the house, but she won't be able to see me. So that way she can kind of sprint out her way out. Because I don't want, Kitty's waiting for food and to snoop around the house. Yeah, she damn well be snooping. It was a little blurry but better now. Really? Because, oh, I didn't add my internet. That's why. Okay. My internet should be on. Let me check. I mean, so the whole time my internet was off. Yeah, she needs to learn. Not to bother me right now. Look, guys, she literally standing there like. The house is a mess. I gotta clean it up a little bit. Her little head. So this morning, Kyle and I were like, she gotta go, she gotta go. Usually she leaves on her own term, and so we kicked her out. Now she's back to be pitied. She's back. Like, she's way early. Usually she's supposed to be here 6 o'clock. It's literally 4 o'clock, and she already here. She already here. She's supposed to be here at 6. What are y'all having for dinner? It was a rough morning for me and Kyle. I'm not gonna lie. It was not a good morning. There was a whole church service happening and we're arguing and we can hear the church people singing. So why the heck would I want to be in a church? Probably not. Just why? There's a church service and we arguing. Like, we don't care, like, you know what I'm saying? He running out, trying to leave me without no vehicle, and I said, you better not go nowhere. So I'm chasing him out the door, like he walking away, trying to run away from me. I said, you better get back here and not do that, so now the neighbors can hear us. He's like, okay, I'm gonna come back. He got embarrassed, so he walked back. Well, don't just storm out on me. I'm not gonna put up with that. Act like you have sense then. He told me that at the end, I don't have self-control. I'm like, when have you ever had self-control about anything that you do? So you want to talk about self-control? Yeah, and I told the church lady that I was talking with, like, everything that's been happening to me, I ain't gonna lie to her, because I need some redemption here, and that's what I did. I went either way. We were both supposed to see them. He didn't want to go, but I stuck to the plan, and I faced my demons, and I faced, no job was gonna stop me. So I said, no, I'm gonna go see her, and that's what happened. Yeah, he tried to leave without me. Like, he said, I'll drop you off. How you going to drop me off? You got to go to work. And you can't pick me up because once you get to the job, once he gets to his job, he can't come back and forth. That because his job keeps him there. So, no, it's not going to work like that. Then he dropped himself out while I'm there, right? You know what happens? He leaves me with an empty tank. An empty tank. I said, what the? I drove off maybe one few miles away. Then I realized I was on empty tank. Then I drove back to his car, I mean his job. I said, "You need to fill my gas up because I'm not leaving without it." So he did. And then he tried to take me to the store he wants to go. But the gas station is just around the corner of his job. He tried to take me to literally miles out. Why would you try to be around me miles out? We're not even on you know what I'm saying? It was just something else. I said, you need to go to the shortcut and get me to the point. Do not try to drive miles out to the next gap. No, you need to turn around to the corner side of your job. His job has the gas station right there. But no, he wants to go the long way. I said, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I'm dead. Maybe it's cheaper gas. No, it's a lot expensive. It's because he wanted to get something for himself. So he wanted me to suffer through that drive so he can get his needs met. Nope, I don't want it. It's the worst place you can get gas. He going to the most expensive place. The one we going to is actually less cheaper. He gets a discount. So why the fuck would you want to go on that route? I'm telling you, it was a rough morning for us. It was not a good morning. But some days it just be like that. I don't care if there's first service. You're gonna have some sense when you talk to him. He hates me right now. He hates me. I don't give a fuck. I didn't ask for him to fucking do it. He fucks up on. Crazy. He knows I do not give to flying F when him and I are into it. No, we don't physically abuse each other, but we definitely go back and forth with our mouths. I'll tell you that. And I called him a few times to tell him I used the credit card. He didn't answer. He's usually paranoid about that. He didn't even answer. I was gonna tell him I used the card to pay up lunch for the lady, and he can take it out of my account. That's what I was trying to call him about. He didn't answer. Pretty much, right? Hope we can work it out. I hope so too, but I don't know. It's not looking good. The waves come and go, but some days it's worse. Ugh, this fish. Oh, I noticed this cat. She's very needy, actually. She's needy. That's what it is. She's looking at me like, okay, well, you can look at me all you want. I'm not just gonna bow down to you. I'm like, I don't owe you nothing. You chose to be here. She wants me to drop what I'm doing so she can. It will get better one day at a time. I hope so. Some people have bad habits. They don't want to quit. It's 9:48 p.m. here in Memphis. Just relaxing tonight. Work in a.m. Gotcha. It is 4:50 right now, my time. So all we're doing is trying to clear some mess around the house. Right now, sometimes the house be clutter. Like, I don't know how it gets like that. Just clutter. Maybe she gave up and left. Give up, lady. That's what I thought. Just give up. Okay, so we're gonna clean a little bit of these clutters. Like, this is unacceptable. Oh my gosh, you guys, he's been eating these like a kid. Who eats these? He's like 40 years old. I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm picking on him, but the things he does is what gets him yelled at. Like, if he was just like responsible in certain situations, it would help. Like financially responsible, not spending on just spending to spend and being irresponsibly spending. That's where a lot of our arguments come in, is based off of how he is irresponsibly spending a certain amount of money on his needs and then yelling at me about certain situations like I don't have control over. That's why. And he's not gonna push me around to get what he wants here. It's not how I do things. We just have a bunch of junk stuff. Clean it up. Like, if you're gonna, yes, he pays certain things on time. He's functional when it comes to it, but at the same time, he also is very immature with his ways of how he handles money. Like, for example, if we're gonna get married, we both have to save up and try to, make that work. No, he doesn't believe in putting money down other than luxury vacations and luxury here, there, everywhere. Like, he wants to spend it in the wrong places. So that's where it's at. You're gonna spend it in the wrong places, that's what you're gonna get. So don't complain to me. No. Don't complain to me about why, if you didn't spend a certain amount of money in places like you are, you could be saving some of the money to your pocket, but that's not what you're doing. You're spending it in really bad situations. I can't say what he's spending it on because that's his business, but it's not for a good cause, okay? He will spend $100 or more a day, every day. Yeah, it is. Some people don't like to be hold accountable. They don't want to be held accountable. So when I'm talking to him, he says I'm verbally abusive. I'm not verbally abusing you. I'm calling you out on the shit that you are financially abusing us. But that's called, apparently, if you call somebody out on their shit, it's basically you're the abuser. Really? That's what we've come to. How is that verbal abuse when somebody's like concerned about you doing what you're doing? Okay, so I'm just supposed to shut up and go along with your foolishness. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me to do. Just go along with your foolishness. Good luck, because it's not gonna work. Well, at least you're trying to let him know how to manage his spending and can't say you didn't try. Well, he doesn't care. He doesn't listen. There's nothing I can say to make that guy do anything. He will do what he wants to do. That's just it. There's nothing I can say. He does what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to be called out. And then when I say something, I'm the abuser. That's what he says. He's upset about the bare minimum of paying rent and all of this other stuff. The bare minimum. Let me mind you, this job is stable, but all he knows how to do is basically go to work. And as far as being a provider, it's questionable. It's not what you think. It's a nightmare that comes with it. Every day I have to listen to his shit about it. What he had to spend on this and that. And not it's stressful. It's not healthy. It's toxic. When somebody constantly trying to make you feel bad, it's toxic. When a man complains about doing the bare minimum, it's pretty logical. A fucked up place to be in. It's been going on for a long time, girl. Because we only have one household income. I tried to have two houses. Like, we both used to have two jobs. Like, I had a job, he had a job. None of us were stressed out about money. Now he's stressing about money, and now he's making it about me. I told him I was able to help, but you took that from us. Now you can't come back and blame me for not being able to put out. So he's blaming me and calling me abuser when I'm the one also. I've been trying to help. Like when it was, so the tables has turned, right? The tables has turned, and he doesn't like it. And I told him this was what's gonna happen. This was what's gonna happen. and he didn't listen. So now he's paying the consequence for it, and he's over here complaining, whining, crying, calling me on some bullshit that's not even relatable. Crazy work. These men, I'm telling you, they'll 1 second they wanna act hard and tough, and the next they're crying like a baby. He's a not just saying like this dude be saying random stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like he likes anytime something goes like he doesn't like something and it gets hard, he wants to drop it and go to the next. That's not how life works. Okay, sometimes you have to stick it out till the right opportunity presents itself. That's not how he operates. No, that's the thing though. Hawaii is very expensive, but that's the lifestyle he chose. He chose to be out here in this lifestyle. He likes expensive things. He likes overly expensive things. Anything he wants is always overly expensive. I'm actually not I'm the most frugal person you'll ever meet. He's crazy. Like he's fucking around with a lot of money, wasting money, and then he wants to tell me I'm the problem. What are you spending on me at? You're not. You don't spend money on me. I get my own hair, my own like my makeup and nails. I do it on my own. Like that's the thing. He does not spend money on me though. He spends it on himself. Then he comes back and tells me he's losing money. I'm like, where? To the rent? To the groceries? The bare minimum? Okay. Wow, okay. The bare minimum. I mean, I'm not asking. And it was just the other day he was gonna buy Gucci bag. Gucci bag for himself. You know what's funny? We told my friends. He goes, "Oh, was he gonna buy it for you?" I was like, "Huh, you, yeah, right. He was gonna buy it for himself." So he was gonna buy himself Gucci bag in Honolulu for over $2,000. The only thing that stopped him was because, well, the bag was too small around his chest. So and then I asked him, how do you expect to have a family if you can't even handle the basics? Yeah, that's great. Like we had that. He didn't have to work as hard as he is right now. When we lived at that one house, you remember that? The luxury house, and now we're stuck in a box. Yeah, we were living a good life. The only thing he had to do was shut the fuck up and just stick through it till the right opportunity present himself. He didn't want to do that. I provided the last 2-3 years we were living somewhere else. I was the one who's providing for us. I did everything I needed to do to make sure things were running smoothly while he was having meltdowns and breakouts and all these things, and I had to be stable. Now the table has turned where he's paying out of pocket. And now he's complaining about that. Well, that's what happens when you don't see the good in certain opportunities. Now you're stuck paying out pocket and now you're complaining. I don't want to hear that shit. Take that shit somewhere else. That's what I told him. Or cut off your expenses, which is the things you're spending money on that's eating up your money the most, right? He has certain things he spends money on a daily, at least $160 to $100 a day. He'd be spending on himself a day. That maybe if he cut that out, he could save money, but he don't want to do that. No, it's me. Who's the problem? See, I'm the one taking all his money. Wow, look at the luxury life I live in this fucking box. No privacy, nothing. Not you putting a glare eye on me, little girl. Or old lady, should I say. This cat looking at me. Yeah, I know you want to come in, but you can't. Look what I got for $2. This is a scrapbook. Scrapbook. For $2. See, I'm frugal. Let me mind you. And then I got this for free with this. Because people like me enough to give me some things for free. And all these stuffed animals we got in those vending machine box. When we were in Honolulu, he was spending so much money. Left to right, left to right, left to right. I didn't ask him to do it, but he did. On stupid shit. Yep, you gotta do it, girl. It's possible. If there's at least 2 household income that's coming in. Yes, you can do it. If your husband is putting in his half, you're putting in your half. And your husband should be like, you should save your money, baby. Like, that's how it should be. Like, at least, because men have the privilege to make better money than a woman. I'm just like, well, there are women that can make money too, but he should be understanding. Like, you don't even need his permission. Just do it. But with Kyle, I can't do that. I had to actually make sure we were both fair. Like, he always wants to be 50-50. That's his mentality, girl. His mentality is 50-50, which is a kind of sick mentality, but it's almost like a trap with this guy, bro. Oh, you want me? He makes a lot more money than me, by the way, but I'm supposed to do 50-50. I don't make money. I hustle to get some money, however way I can. Of course, with appropriate circumstance. Then I tell him, well, you're a white male who's privileged to have a job. Like, you're privileged. That's a white privileged job. Like, he has a white privileged job. And then he's like, oh, so I'm just white privileged. I didn't earn my job or anything. Yes, you earned it, but once you got it, now it's a privilege because they're never gonna fire you. They're always gonna want you to work for them because they look out for each other. That's how it works. They keep their own and then they fire and give us a hard time to not have money. That's why we're always, working to survive. So, yeah, you're privileged, all right? So he doesn't see it that way. He thinks I'm an equal to him, and I'm not. That's the reality. It's not a lie, it's a fact. Like, a black man can have a job and he'll get, these managers and other people would try to get him fired because they don't like them, or they'll do anything to take their positions, right? That's what happens in a workplace. That's why white people can, uh, like, uh, generate money and wealth, is because they look out for each other. When they hire you on the job, they want you on the job because you're white. That's it. Not because you have the right mentalities, because you have white skin, and that's it. So that favors you in your category. So you can do what you want. But if you're a black person, it's good luck trying to have a decent job. Like, it's just gonna be difficult for you because you're always gonna fight for your position. That's how it works. You're always fighting for a position. Like, you're watching out. You gotta watch out for your back. Who's gonna come and try to sabotage you? You know. That's how it works in the workforce, and people don't want to talk about it. That's how it works. My appointment been having me going back and forth, but I'm glad I only go back 3 months from now, so that's another good thing. I don't have to keep going there. But definitely understand everything definitely going to get better. I keep saying that, but shit's not really getting better. I just accept that for what it is. But why do you have to keep going back to your appointment? Is this for your fertility thing? Now, is this something you have to pay out your pocket, or you have insurance? Because that stuff is expensive. This channel is garbage. I'm about here. Peace, blessings. Oh wait, you're such a garbage. You in a, not even recycle you. Let's just dump you in the trash. This garbage. You guys, why did you even have to come here? If that's how you feel. What the hell? Yeah, I'm on the insurance, so I'm good on that. Yeah, that helps. Is this where they do your egg fertility? Like, where you collect your egg and freeze it? Is that what's going on? Because my friend did that, and then she been collecting and freezing her egg, and then when she decided to want to have a baby, then she ended up having a baby. She just had a baby. She's like, oh, I'm so stressed out. And then she's like, I really need to have another one. I'm like, well, if you're stressed out, maybe it's not a good idea to have another one. I don't want no kids. I'm sorry, but the way life has just treated me, now, I've been through the most, so I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, kids are not cheap or free. Okay. And especially if you have a partner that's not stable, don't have kids. I truly, highly believe in that. I truly believe in that. That's why like me and Kyle, I'm like, I'm not having a kid with you. Nope, it's not happening. Because you're not stable, and this child should not be in this world if you and I are not aligned. He doesn't even believe racism exists. I'm like, okay, on that note, even definitely no. Definitely not taking a chance. If you can't even defend, you're not gonna even defend your own kid. Truly not gonna happen. I'm on my. It sounds complicated. I mean, it sounds like you're trying your best, but it shouldn't be this difficult. If you want to have a baby, all you have to do is have sex as much as you can, and then you get fertile or something. Like, yeah. That's where you watch your period cycle. Okay, you gotta watch your period cycle before your period. It's kind of like close before your period. Then you try to have baby. Then you try to have that. But she does see it if I. Yeah, you track your ovulation, whatever you call it, and then you do it right on time. I mean, it's not gonna catch the egg all the time, but you need to get your man tested too. Sometimes you think you're the problem, but your man could have trouble producing a baby. So it's not always the women. Something might be wrong with, you both have to get checked now at that point. I mean, some people are desperate to have a baby, and it sucks they can't have it. And then there's some people who do have the baby, and it was a blessing they could, and then something happens, and then they might not want another one again. That's what I'm saying. Even Kyle's supposed to get tested, okay? I know I can't have a kid. I can if I want to, but I'm also on birth control. So I don't know if I can actually, but Kyle is like, he want to have a kid so bad, but I'm like, you've been with other women before me, and why can't you have had babies with them before? So he thinks he can't even produce a baby. So I said, well, you need to go check yourself. And he don't want to do it. He's scared. I'm like, well, if you're scared, then you're never going to know. Just might as well at least know and give yourself a relief instead of beating around the bush, talking about you're the problem. No, bitch, you're the problem. You need to go get your shit checked. Not me. You need to get your shit checked. And I don't believe bringing a child into this world, to be honest, and the way the world is pretty traumatic. It's like saying I don't want to bring a beautiful human like me out into this world. Even too much suffering. Y'all have tried before you got on. No, that's just it. I was always on birth control when I've been with him, which I'm thankful for. I don't desire a baby. I don't like the baby topic, to be honest. Everybody around me wants a baby except me. So that kind of triggers me. I just met my friend, that friend I was supposed to meet today. She had a complicated, like her baby died during birth, right? She just had a new baby and it's 8 months old, super healthy, chunky cheeks. I'm happy for her because like that's like a miracle baby right there. Like just saying, like she gave birth up and then she went through preeclampsia and all this tragic, horrible thing. And she just had a baby. And she had it natural. So, God blesses people in the most unexpected ways. Sometimes when you don't try too hard, it can happen. But if you try too hard, it's likely it's not going to work. I'm just giving you the run around. Like when you want it desperately and you're trying it when you want to force it, it cannot work. You know why? Because your body is mentally channeling, I want it so bad, I want it so bad, then you're almost blocking your own blessing because you're too desperate. So desperation is not always good. So the lady, she didn't even try. She had a huge loss. And then the miracle unexpectedly happened. Naturally, she wasn't looking for it. She was just taking care of her body. She was never on birth control, of course. She continued to be not. And then when she just stopped thinking and trying to do too much, her body naturally produced it. Sometimes you have to go that direction. But if you're trying to force it and you just want it bad, that's where it goes wrong. The less you try hard is when you will get it. I know that for a fact. But those doctors won't tell you that because they just want money. So sometimes they could be doing stuff to your body you don't know, and you think it's you, but they're putting stuff in your body that's preventing you from having it. So sometimes you might have to step back and say, I can't do this. I gotta try it my way and see where it goes. True story. I've seen it happen. The less you try, sometimes it will work. I'm not trying to discourage you, but that's just the fact. And people don't like me because I only tell the truth. That's why I don't get along with people, because I give them straight and cut. That's it. Yeah, that's where you need to check. Let the results him come in. Okay? Like I said. So I'm already on the right track. I'm telling you what I already know. He might be, be the problem, not giving producing. And then why didn't you just let him take the test first in the beginning? Why did you went through all this? That doesn't make sense. Why did you have to be the only person to go all through all this? Yet you did not think to check on what he got going on. Or are you guys just getting into this? Like, it seems like you've been on this journey for a while. Like, even with me and Kyle, I'm not gonna just keep trying to have babies. No, I'm gonna say you're gonna go in first and check yourself. I don't need to check me. I already know. Like I said, why didn't you think about him getting checked way back? That's what I don't understand. I mean, any logical person would think that would be the right way to do it. Let's both go to do this. So I'm not exhausting my body. Just like you're on all these medications, and yet you then just finding out he needs to get tested? Hello. You should have been having him tested in the beginning. You shouldn't have been doing this all on your, like, you were the problem. You shouldn't have been doing that. Then he's looking at you sideways like, why can't you, like, get this? And you're like, I'm doing everything in my power, but something is blocking my way. Why is that? Oh, maybe you can't make it happen. That's why. I'm just saying. I would hate for you to find out it's because of him and you were trying so hard. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, motherfucker, you led me on to what? Yeah. I said, you had me looking like crazy. Meanwhile, the whole 9 yard, you knew your body wasn't able to produce nothing. That's what I would feel. I think I think something's going on with him. I'm not trying to put your man down, but that doesn't add up. What you're telling me sounds like something going on with him. He should have been tested long ago. The old paper for what? That's what I'm saying. You're not taking the right steps, to be honest. You're putting all the pressure on yourself. That's what I'm hearing. And that's not good. Because the more pressure you put on yourself, the more you're not going to get what you want. Because your body's literally so needy of it, but then it's not going to make it happen. You have to go through paperwork. So tell me the steps you got to take. Okay. Why the fuck do you need a doctor to write it? A man should be able to go in and get checked on his own. Hey, am I able? Don't they have donate where they do egg donations? They'll accept people for egg donations, but they can't let a man walk in a clinic and find out if he's able to produce. That's ridiculous. You have to wait around and mess around with a bunch of paperwork. That's bogus. That sounds like they're controlling your fertility. I don't trust doctors. I'm sorry. They're literally, sometimes they're evil about it. Referral paper. What kind of referral do you fucking need to have this happen? Like, that's what I'm saying. They make it so complicated. They make it so complicated. It just shows you that the medical system is a scam. Why don't they have a special clinic where it only says, oh, you can go get this done for this, or you can get this done for that? Why does it have to be a route, obstacles, jumping hoops and loops? Like, that's what I'm saying. These doctors are scams. They're not looking out for the people. They're giving people more problems than they're giving them solutions. That's what I'm saying. It's so cheap, but it's taking forever to get to the point. Like, can you go to an emergency place? I don't know. I need to get Kyle to do it, but he don't want to do it either. He's lazy about these things. He just needs to go in and get it checked. That's it. It's no different than going to get your blood work, right? So they have all these rules in place to control the system. But then you have these random people who don't know how to take care of their kids or anything, have just babies coming out. But people who want to have babies with responsibility they have to go through hell. That's what I don't like. Like, oh, I you didn't get a referral? Go to this doctor. No, no, no. You need to go to that doctor. No, no, you need to go to that doctor. That doctor is what does this one. And I'm just like, you already sent me to two, like 10 different places. Also, after it takes 7 to 10 days for results to come back. Okay. Well, who am I to tell you how to do things? Obviously, you're doing it. That's important. You know, the important part is you're heading to the right direction. I'm just frustrated with the steps. See, I'm already annoyed with the steps. So for me, it just has to be like, I'm not going to get myself checked. I'm just going to have Kyle get checked, and then that's it. That's it. Then I'll know if he can have a baby or not. That will work. Because I know I can't have a baby. He can, I don't know. But my circumstance could change too. So never know. We never know. At least a short amount of days to find out. It won't take 100 years. Like they always like to take extra days, you know. I mean, I wish her the best, but I really think if the results come back in your favor, that'll be awesome. Obviously, that's what we want. But this whole pregnancy chasing, sometimes you have to just leave it in God's hand. God has designed it to be natural. He did not design it for doctors to go to the doctor and have 20 bazillion visits. That's not how he designed it. He said, if it was intended for you to have a baby, you'll have a baby. Sometimes God blesses people with babies to the wrong people, and the right people suffer because he doesn't bless the right people for some reason. And maybe it's for the better too. You'll never know. There's a reason behind every reason. Like God did not bless me and Kyle to have a baby. There's a reason for that. And it shows why now, like, well, he has issues with being, he don't want to be a provider, so I don't want to be having no babies with somebody who complains about such and such, like diapers or food or things like that. That's scary, right? So I don't want to go through that. So I'm grateful I'm not there with him. I rather suffer with what I know already. Because I'm moving with intentions, not carelessly. If I was moving carelessly, I'll be in worse situation. I'm already in worse situation, but it could be also more worse. What do you mean it was all good news? What do you mean? Hello, Clint. I don't get what you're saying. You haven't gotten the result yet. Once you get the result, then you can think about it, right? in a different aspect. And no results came in yet, right? Okay, for your side, it went good news. That's positive. That means it's not you, girl. There's your answer. Then it's not you. Then what's the problem? If it's not you, then what's the problem? You said you've been getting results from the doctor saying you're fine, right? I need to drink water. That doesn't make sense. If the doctor told you you're not the problem, so the problem was on the other side. Suspicious. Was he nervous that he had to go take a test? Let's be honest. Is he nervous about his own test? And also ask him, what was his history behind all of this? Like, what history? Because every man has a history, girl. You can't just be oblivious. Like Kyle told me his history. He thinks when he was a teenage or whatever happened, something happened to him. He was playing baseball. Someone hit his nuts or something. Like, what? He was playing baseball and he got hit hard. And so therefore it could affect him from whatever. You say Falupa tube? Is it Falupa tube? Fallopian. I don't know what that is, okay? And okay, we get that's your side. We're talking about the other side, okay? So I've told you, you need to check his history. He wasn't with people like that. It's not about being with people like that. Like I told you, Kyle told me his history lines with he got injured possibly at a teenage, like when he was in his teenage years, where he was playing some kind of ball and he got yes, okay, we get that. So his history has to deal with what if he's not able to. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's histories and everything. His family medical history, his father. Obviously, his father was able to have him. This is a sweet card Kyle's mom wrote me. Let me read you guys. This is the card. Says, thank you for being such a special person and someone who is so nice to be with. Someone who is so nice to be with and so easy to talk to. Thank you for smiles you share and the thoughtful things you do. Thanks for adding your own personal touch to ordinary days. Most of all, thank you for being kind of person who's deserving of good things in life on your birthday always. Happy birthday, girl. Go out, spend these dollars on you wish. As you wish. Love, mom. He dad passed a little before. Okay. Anywho, sometimes also when a man does over too much sex with different people, different things, it could cause. Okay, let's check. Why wouldn't a man be able to produce a baby? Let's check. The internet will tell us. Because we just trust the internet. I'm joking, we don't. Let me check if that cat is still over there. Oh, she's not. She said, I'm out of here. They're not giving me what I want. Good. Get going, girl. I haven't got time for you every day. Meowing my ears off. That's what she does. I need to vacuum this house. Yeah, if you do too much, like more than that, like even drugs, it will keep you from it. That's right. I forgot. Not just broccoli, but there's a lot of drugs that could prevent from that too. Like you name it, like different drugs, different things. Yeah, but what good is it if you're doing all these things and he's If he doesn't come clean, he has to have a clean sperm. That's what I'm telling you. He has to have a clean. He has to literally quit smoking. He has to do what he needs to do to get you there. If he's abusing his body, then your body's not gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. Like your body, you can be the one doing the right thing, but what he's putting out is not helping you. So it goes hand in hand. You can do all these things, these tricks, you're trying to, support your body. But if he's doing the opposite of what to get you guys there, like put down his, you know, for example, smoking or the things he does, then it's not gonna work. It's almost like preventing, it's not complementing what's going on. It's contradicting what you're trying to do. You're doing all what you're supposed to do, and he's doing the opposite. We've talked about this, bro. I'm pretty sure. It sounds like deja vu all over again. That's what's going on here. Well, I have my therapy lady I'm gonna talk to tomorrow. She's probably gonna be asking, what has changed? Nothing. Same old bullshit. What do you want from me? Ain't no miracle breakthrough over here yet. How are you feeling? Same. What do you want from me? But I tried him on one day and he didn't really be consistent with it, so I didn't waste no more money. That's been years or two ago. Yeah, you're taking all these hormonal stuff, which is not actually healthy. Is he gonna make life changes? That's the real question. Men are more stubborn than women. Like me, I quit broccoli. I quit it. It doesn't serve me anyways. All it does is burn me out, take my money, and I'm still have the same mood swings. So what's the point? Still got the same mood swings. Yeah, he has to quit. He has to keep a clean sperm, and then that would help you guys. But if he's tampering with it, then it won't work. So that's going to be a challenge for him. And because you're not with him all the time, you're not going to know if he's being honest. But the only way to know is because then if it's not happening, like you're not getting what you're trying to do, that's when you know he's tampering with it. He's tampering. Yeah, that's how it works. He could tell you, yeah, I'm gonna quit, babe. I'm gonna do this for us. And you still trying 2 years into it, nothing happening. It should be happening like in 6 last months. They also sell home tests for as well. Yeah, but you can eat healthy all you want, but you still where anything you put in your body is what's gonna project out. Like if I choose to want to be pregnant right now, I know my body and like I'm not tampering with it. So if anything, it will be Kyle's fault. Because he's tampering with a lot. So there's that. And I'm not gonna stress my body out over his shit that he ain't even putting out. Taking all these hormonal prenatal vitamins and stuff. I'm not dealing with it. Nope, nope, nope. And secretly, he's scared to go to the doctor to find out because he knows he won't have self-control to not tamper with his body. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't lie. Men have a hard time quitting addiction than women. It seems. Women get motivated by anything. Men, they'll be like, okay, babe, I'll do it. And then the second you have an argument, they're right back into it. Really? That's all it took? No self-control. I'm telling you. They'd be like, she stressed me out. I just said, can you please stop? Like it could be as simple as, why did you leave the toilet up? Like, when I'm gonna go to the toilet now, I sunk in and you left the toilet. And they will take that and run like you're yelling and cussing at them. All I said is, why'd you leave the damn toilet up? The toilet seat was up. Now I sunk in. And you're calling me to be a problem? They don't know how to handle stress. Also, way before my spouse came in the picture, I wasn't trying, but also that person had kids. That was long ago. Okay. So he had kids, but you guys didn't have kids together because you weren't trying to have kids together. That's what you're saying. That doesn't matter because you guys weren't trying anyway. So, and you probably didn't want to have a kid with somebody who already had a kid because you wanted to experience it with the person who didn't have a kid. But sometimes that's not always, even if you had a person with a kid, like the person had a kid, it can be beneficial too because that person already experienced a kid, so they would know how to handle a stressful situation, right? And if it's your first time, you both stressed out, eventually the relationship deteriorates because that person, you both have lack of understanding, right? So if one person had a kid experience, it could benefit you as well. Oh, he had a kid after you split up? And from the future results, I'm glad it didn't happen with me and that person because that girl definitely going through the motions way before my spouse. Oh, so you dodged the bullet is what you're saying. Gotcha. That means he could produce a kid, but he makes the baby mama go through hell. That's what you're saying. Well, sometimes the blessing comes from hell. Unfortunately. The good ones may not give it to you, and then the hell ones might give it to you. That's how it works. The good ones, they may not produce or make it happen fast enough. And then the bad ones, they can make it happen fast.
but they're also bad apple to have with because they don't know how to take care of their kid or be responsible enough to bring you peace. If you can't have peace with your partner, it's not healthy to have kids with them because now you're both miserable and you brought this child into the world and now you both just going through the motions and she's miserable. He's of course having fun because guys, they can know how to switch the next woman up just like that, right? Think that lady thinks she caught a prize, but really she caught some hell. That's one thing. Is for women, it's hard for us to feel that excitement being with the next man because we gave our best to this one man we wanted to have a family or good life with, but he didn't give us the same energy. So we wasted all the good times and years and our body on that man. So now we're stuck with this. You don't feel like that brand new person. You just feel like, oh, it's just another relationship. That's how I feel like I'm gonna be if me and Kyle are not together. Like I can't be with another man. It's just too much. Like I can see him with maybe a relationship that he feels like it's hot and sexy and everything. Like he feels young again. But for me, I'm gonna be like an old lady, literally, like the cat. I don't want to be that. My sis keep telling me that while back that I had miscarriage because I was bleeding that time and I had but my cycle never showed that time. I'm still unsure. I never really thought anything of it. Oh yeah, miscarriage is a thing, girl. So my adopted sister, she had one. She got pregnant before me, and she basically was like, she had a baby. Like everybody thought I was gonna be the person to have a baby first. No, as soon as she left the house, she got pregnant, and then everybody was like, did she have baby? Like, did she get raped or what happened? Well, little did we know, she had a secret boyfriend, and she didn't tell nobody. She was ashamed of him. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And so, yeah, she announced it. She had a baby. Like, literally less than 2-3 days later, she had this weird miscarriage, like bleed out. She found out she was pregnant, then she bleed out. It was a miscarriage. So sometimes your first trial will happen. It happens to every woman. So then that was it, and I think she never had a baby after that. I think, yeah. And so what happened was she and her baby father, he didn't want her to keep the baby. Let me mind you, this was before she had the miscarriage. He was encouraging her to get because he was already had 2 kids by different baby mamas, and he was encouraging her to get abortion. And then next thing, her baby was already, yeah, it was weird. It was disturbing. Until this day, I'm confused with that lady, to be honest. She's weird. Now she's like gay. I'm not sure. She's kind of like, she's going through like confusion of her sexuality. She won't come out and say it, but the way she dresses and approaches everything looks like she's experimenting women or something. Like I can see it. She went from she would change personalities. She's very high pro defendant of the LGBT community. How you gonna be that heavy, like, pro LGBT unless you're doing some funny shit? Now she's eating vagina. What the hell? She's literally confused with herself. So you had tried to have a secret baby, it didn't come through. Now you're eating vagina? I'm confused. She's weird. Yeah, she won't come out and tell it. I know she's doing it. I can smell it. I can see it through her. But she wanna be very sneaky about it. Fucking weirdo. I hate people like that. Just live in your truth. Stop trying to hide. And she went from like boy crazy to hating men. That's how I know she switched up real quick. Fucking gross weirdo. Yeah, when you first have an experience of a super bleed out and you thought you were pregnant, that's a miscarriage for sure. Unless that was your first experience, period. If that's not your first experience, then that's what it is. The way I be telling stories, I swear to God, I have no filter. I'm not the one to say I've never touched or eaten anything like that. Okay, I don't even like them. I don't even get along with women. So there you go. I don't have desire. A man once asked me to do a threesome though, and I said, "What the fuck? Are you crazy? Do I look like?" I can't satisfy you by myself. You're 34. When a man asked me that, I wanted to really punch him in the face. Even my coworker tried to set me up for that. Disgusting people. They have no self-control of their mind. They just want to follow of the ways of the world. Oh, everybody's doing it. Let's do it too. So you want me to continue to go to a deeper whatever because of your satisfaction? I'm good. Motherfucking weirdos asking me such a question. You just know some people are sexually greedy. Fucking disgusting pigs. Jesus gonna. Okay. Any idea on where you all will be moving next? We're not moving next month. We move in December. Before December 30th, 31st, we have to leave. That's how many months from now? Yeah, that's a while. I'm not moving right now. If anything, I'd rather move out of Hawaii. Like, I want Kyle and I to move out of Hawaii. Hawaii is just a dead end, honestly. It's a dead end. You can't get a house. Everything's up, skyrocket, like expensive, right? It's just you're always fighting against this force of basically economy. Oh, where are you going? It's 11. Wow. So you should try oatmeal with mango and a drizzle of honey. Yeah, that's good. But don't be like, I can only give advice to the point where like take what you want, you can leave whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But okay, so you know how I was telling you about the oatmeal? Like that was just part of it, okay, girl? I wasn't told you to just eat oatmeal. Just some little things you can add on, as you go and you learn. But oh, she's back. She's back. It's 6 o'clock, six something. So, like when you eat, you have a variety of breakfast, right? Cereal, eggs, boiled eggs with fruits on the side, or things like that. Like you have to know how to think for yourself. Hey, can you please stop? I hear you. And then, you got to know how to move with your own diet. So then what you do is you spice it up. You add mango, chop up mango into your oatmeal, drizzle honey. Mwah, 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 mwah. It's so good. They told me try to eat at least twice a day. Don't space my meals too far out. Yeah, don't just eat one meal a day and then expect for your body to function. That's not how it works. I actually eat every hour and I still the reason why I do it because I want to gain weight, but it's not really working. I eat an every hour. I don't eat like spread out meals. Sometimes I do it if I'm busy and I'm distracted. But yeah, for me it's more like I just want to eat so I can gain weight. You added a picture. That's good. Yeah, I made tilapia or what is it? Tilapia fish with rice and veggie. And now tonight we're gonna maybe have chicken or chicken and baked potatoes and rice or chicken, baked potato and veggie. I'm not sure. But I season my stuff. I mean, I don't like to overdo butter my own self because like I said, I'm trying to gain weight. And sometimes if you're not trying to gain weight, you do less. If you're trying to gain weight, you do more. It's tortilla wraps. It's cute like that. Is tortilla wraps good to have? Also because I like making wraps and putting fruit or something healthy with it. Well, that's just it. It has carbs as flour. You want to stay away from flour. So if you're really trying to be on a good diet, you want to stay away from high carbs. So you can place, your tortilla. Like you said, wheat is really good, not white flour or stuff like that. You can even make a sandwich with lettuce. Like you have the lettuce, the meat, the tomatoes, and then like if you're trying to avoid certain things, like wrap is okay. It's not a big deal, but yeah, it's up to you. Like for me, if I'm really trying to do better with I had lettuce, beans, and rice wrap. Okay, interesting. Like if you can afford the food you can eat, it's like this. Yeah, you just gotta know how to shop the right stuff. I use corn tortilla to replace carb, even though corn is not as. Let me just check. So Kyle is refusing to pick up his phone or text me if he needs to get picked up. So I don't know if he's trying to sleep at the job. That's fine with me. At this point, I'm more at peace without him than I am when he's here. So whatever. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't do flour wraps. I don't do tortilla. I don't like tortilla. I personally go with corn. Corn is lighter carb. Corn tortilla. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to do green smoothies also, like add spinach to your smoothie. That's good. I used to do smoothie with spinach, peanut butter, bananas, and sometimes you can add oatmeal. But that's high protein, and then blueberries. Well, spinach is actually good for you. It has iron. So even if you don't like something, you have to eat it because it has benefits to your health. A lot of the stuff people try to avoid, you're supposed to eat. The good nutrition vitamin veggies. If you skip all that, you're just kind of playing yourself. You won't actually taste the spinach when you put it in a smoothie. Yeah, I just told you. You pick up a handful of spinach, you put it in your smoothie with like mixed veggie and mix like the strawberry, okay? Strawberry smoothie you put in. You use that smoothie, the smoothie you already drinking, you put full handful of spinach in there, and then you can add, or you can do it a different, like my way, where you put spinach, the amount you want, not 3 leaves, that doesn't count. You need to put a good amount. And then peanut butter, and then blueberry. And if you want to use oatmeal, a little bit of oatmeal, and then honey, that's a good protein smoothie. It's a solid protein smoothie. I don't have a smoothie maker. Somehow in this apartment they don't have it, and I can't buy one right now. But that was my go-to. It all depends on. I was gonna ask my phone something, my iPad, and I forgot. What was I gonna ask? I forgot. I was gonna ask the benefit of something, and I forgot what it was. Oh, it slipped my mind. I can't think about it now. I'm camping Santa Claus. remember. I'm talking about corn tortilla. Is corn tortilla I don't know. All right, have a good night. I'm gonna get off anyways. But be blessed and do what you gotta do. You know what you need best for you, and that's how it goes. I gotta figure out what this cat wants. But yeah, have a good night. Hope you get a good night rest. Okay? See you next time. Bye bye.